Democratic Congressman from California, Ted Lieu. Representative, great to see you here. And if this were to be a stand-up comedian, these might be issues to perhaps have a chuckle about. If it were to be Saturday Night Live, this may be something to have a chuckle about. But critics would say the Attorney General of the United States, who's in the middle of this investigation, why are we seeing this?
Thank you, Richard, for your question. Making fun of lying to Congress should never be something that we should chuckle about. And keep in mind, in this case, it's as if Jeff Sessions is in trouble because he happened to be in the same location with Russians. He's in trouble because he had a nearly hour-long meeting with Ambassador Kislyak, who is well known as a spy and spy recruiter for Russia. And then they talked about Ukraine and other campaign-related issues, and then he lied about it to U.S. Senate. That's very different. It's not something he should be joking about.
Do you think Congress should go after the Attorney General here again for misstating or, depending on the view, lying about what he knew and when he knew it? As was said, he remembered to remember in his latest testimony?
So keep in mind, it's not just one time that he made a false statement. He made multiple false statements on his security clearance form when he denied any contacts with foreign officials. And also recently, he admitted before the House Judiciary Committee, in which I sit, that in fact he knew that George Papadopoulos, a Trump campaign official, had contacts with Russia. That's something he said exactly the opposite to the U.S. Senate just a few weeks ago. So I think the special counsel is very aware of this. All he has to do is watch TV, and I hope the special counsel will investigate and then, if it's appropriate, bring charges of perjury.
Congress has the ability to do that. Will you push for that, Representative, in proceedings there in Congress?
It's hard to do it when Republicans control, but I do know that in less than a year, the voters get to vote on whether they want to change the makeup of Congress. And if Democrats took control next November, not only would we be able to pass good legislation that actually helps Americans and give Americans a better deal, but we have subpoena power. So we can actually subpoena documents, make witnesses come and testify under oath. It would be a big sea change next November if we could take back the House.
Another development, Representative, which you're watching related to the Russian connection question, is Rob Goldstein, the individual, one of the 8 folks that did sit down in Trump Tower, coming out in a report from the Sunday Times saying, you know, all the reporting around this is a little bit blown up, so a little bit more puffery because not much happened there. Again, this is in advance of what we believe to be happening very soon, and that is Rob Goldstone going to be meeting with the Mueller team. You're just alluding to Bob Mueller's investigation right now. What do you make of him coming out early and saying much ado about nothing?
Well, the first thing I note is that Robert Mueller and his team believe that this meeting was significant between Donald Trump Jr., Paul Manafort, and Jared Kushner with Russian operatives. And I would love to see what Mr. Goldstone says to Special Counsel Mueller. But the fact that they're even interested in talking to him tells me a lot. It tells me that the Special Counsel believes that this meeting, something happened there. And it's very clear from the emails that Donald Trump Jr. was trying to get dirt on Hillary Clinton from the Kremlin.
There's also the revelation here related to Jared Kushner, son-in-law of the president, through an email chain that describes Alexander Torshin, the deputy head of Russia's central bank, who has allegations there of being associated with the mafia there in Russia. Again, allegations there. But the heart of that reporting that came out over this weekend was that there was a request from him to meet with then-candidate Donald Trump. And Jared Kushner not divulging that when he was asked what contacts were made with Russians.
So when you look at all of this, either you've got to believe that numerous Trump officials, Jared Kushner, Jeff Sessions, and others, all happen to have selective memory loss when it comes to anything related to Russia, or something bad happened last year. And with Jared Kushner, this is not the first time that he failed to disclose. He had to submit 3 security clearance form applications because his first 2 omitted anything to deal with Russia. And then we see he omitted information to the U.S. Senate.
Right.
And now we see this. So Jared Kushner can't keep on saying he's just forgetting, because it's now a pattern that shows he's intentionally omitting anything incriminatory related to him into the Kremlin. That suggests to me that he did something bad last year.
Legal peril, certainly part of it. Quickly, what do you know of where the Mueller team is right now? Because you're in the Beltway and you're seeing all of these different variables, all these oranges in the air, shall we say. Where do you think he is?
Right. Well, we do know that there are different sealed indictments in the court system. They may or may not relate to his indictments, but my sense from reading sort of the tea leaves is that at least one or two of those are related to what he's investigating. And it's very clear to me that Michael Flynn did also something very, very bad last year. And at the end of the day, Special Counsel Mueller is a Vietnam veteran, Bronze Star individual. He knows what he's doing, former FBI director. I trust him to gather evidence and then to prosecute if he believes it's appropriate.
Congressman Ted Lieu, Democrat from California. Thank you, sir.